Meantime, supporters of the House climate bill, including some environmental groups, have opened what's being called a climate war room to push the cap and trade movement forward. Politico says it's funded by more than 60 labor, business, faith, agriculture, and environmental groups looking to persuade Congress to take on a cap and trade vote this year. I talked with one of the authors of the article and also Politico's deputy Congress editor, Kady, about this story. Kady, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Now, supporters of the climate bill, I guess they've been building this sort of grassroots network for a while?
Sure. I mean, now they've gotten to the point where they're setting up a climate war room. You know, it's a combination of special interests, business, environmentalists, even faith groups that are in favor of some form of climate legislation. They're starting to reach a higher level of activity here.
So what kind of funding do you know that they have, and what will they be doing? Coordinating ad dollars and other kinds of operations?
Sure, they're going to have private fundraising here. They're going to want to do ad buys, that sort of thing. But you know, the real challenge will be getting the attention of lawmakers on Capitol Hill. I mean, this cap and trade bill barely squeaked through the House. It was sort of a disaster of a vote for a lot of moderates, and the Senate is looking at health care, financial regulations, and thinking, how in the world can we get this on the calendar?
Right, and right now they're doing it by bringing up points like, you know, they say a majority of Americans does support the White House and congressional moves so far on energy, and that there's a new poll saying that Democrats in some of the toughest districts didn't suffer a backlash for voting for an energy bill. I mean, can these kinds of things be successful at pushing a vote?
I don't think so. I mean, I get attacks every day from the Republican campaign committees on these moderate Democrats in vulnerable districts in the South and the Midwest and sort of the Rust Belt, you know, attacking them, and they're going to continue to attack these Democrats who voted for it in the House. And if the House folks are feeling vulnerable about it, imagine the Senate, where it's much harder to get something like this through. You know, some of the key chairmen of committees that will deal with this, like Max Baucus wants to deal with some of the financing on a cap and trade bill. He's going to water this down. He's not going to go for a full-blown cap and trade bill. Right,
and now we hear that actually the White House, some advisors privately say they're reluctant, this is in your story, to have lawmakers take on another tough vote.
Sure. I mean, look at what happened with health care this summer and the way it just blew up in the town halls. And the challenge is the Democrats are having just getting their own people in order on health care. And you know, that's been so difficult. And then look at financial regulation reform. It's been a full year since we had a complete Wall Street meltdown, and we haven't done any major overhauls of financial regulations. So cap and trade, climate legislation, it's third in the queue, and it's probably not going to get done this year. They're going to adjourn in early December. They'll be lucky to get into it next year. Remember, next year is an election year. It gets even harder for anyone to make anyone take a tough vote in an election year.
Definitely. So you see this war room having not much impact, I guess.
Well, it'll have an impact on a couple of things. Raising some money, maybe buying some airtime. You know, there's going to be a lot of lobbying dollars involved. It's good for special interests. You know, you'll see the advertisements all over the place. Maybe it's good for to raise awareness within this community, but I don't see it getting any traction on Capitol Hill this fall.
Right. All right. Well, we'll be watching them and also your climate and energy stories there on Politico. Kady, Deputy Congress Editor, thank you so much.
Thank you.